Welcome to the PRINCE2 7th edition foundation course. This course is presented by the City Academic Center, which is a PeopleCert accredited training organization. My name is Dr. Franklin Folahan, and I'll be your host for the duration of the course. So PRINCE2 registered is a trademark of Axelos Limited, used under the permission of Axelos Limited, and all rights are reserved. So in terms of the copyright information, so copyright City Academic Center Limited and Axelos Limited 2024, all right reserved. Material in this document has been sourced from Managing Successful Project with PRINCE2, 2023, 7th edition. No part of this document may be reproduced in any form without written permission of both the City Academic Center Limited and Axelos Limited. Permission can be requested at enquiries@City Academic Center and licensing@axelos.com. So that brings us to the copyright information. As you can see to your left, that is the official PRINCE2 7th edition book. So just a little bit about ourselves. So City Academic Center Limited is a PeopleCert accredited training organization for PRINCE2. As you can see there, we do have the badge over there, and we do have a PRINCE2 7th edition's delegate pack as well, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So in terms of our introduction, let's get acquainted with what PRINCE2 is. Generally, as we do run a course both online, virtual, and in classroom, we do have this is a little bit icebreaker, but as most of you will be doing this course online, we don't need to go through them. But you could just conduct a little exercise yourself and ask yourself certain things about, what is your name? Well, you know your name already. Describe your role and share some insight into your experience of PRINCE2. So that's something that you can basically write down. You could think about the projects that you're currently working on or that you've worked on in the past. And it is quite important, even at the start of this course, for you to have in mind what is your aim? What do you intend to get out of this course by the end of this? How do you envision applying the learning from this course to your personal or professional life? When talking about what is actually the objective of this course, so my objective of this course is simple. We're going to start from A and we're going to end at Z. So whether or not you have prior training, PRINCE2 experience or not, or whether you've managed projects before, it doesn't really matter because this course is intended to start from the start all the way to the finish. My second objective on this course is that you actually understand it. I want you to finish this course and then be able to say, I know what PRINCE2 is. I know how to run a project from startup all the way to closing a project process. I know the roles. I know how to utilize the principles. I know how to tailor PRINCE2. So that's my aim in this. So this is a plug and play. So by the end of the course, once you've finished the foundation, you will have a good understanding of how project should work. Once you finish the practitioner, you have a very good understanding of how to run a project from start to finish. So that is my objective of this. And finally, of course, I expect you to pass your exam and have fun. So just to condense that a little bit, so on this course, I expect you to learn PRINCE2 from start to finish. I expect you to be able to use it. I expect you to be able to pass your exam, and I expect you to have fun doing it. So those are my objectives. You too, you can write your own objective as well. So now let's talk about the learning material. What is included in the official training material for learners? So if you have booked on one of our courses, you will receive the following. So you will receive what we call the Learner's Workbook. So the Learner's Workbook, which I'll show you in a second, is our official delegate pack. So this consists of all of the slides in the project, all of our exercises, past paper questions, and so on. As part of that, you will receive the syllabus. So as we go through the course as well, I'll show you the syllabus, but if you want to go into detail, you can always read more about the syllabus as you go through the course. You will have your sample papers. So those are sample paper for PRINCE2 Foundation and sample paper for PRINCE2 Practitioner. You will also receive the official PRINCE2 7th edition book in a digital format so that at least you can go into the book yourself, because don't forget, the practitioner is an open book exam. And by that, it means that you are allowed to take the book into the exam with you. Also, the book is quite useful if we go through anything you want to read further on it. I would actually advise that, yeah, why not? Go for it. And of course, post-course survey. We always want to know how the course is going, what you found useful, what was good, what could we improve on. We're here to serve your needs. So those are the main things that you would expect. As I was talking about earlier, this is what both looks like. So upon starting the course, upon paying for the course, you should receive the PRINCE2 book and our delegate pack. The PRINCE2 book that you see in front of me, this is the official PRINCE2 7th edition Managing Successful Project book. You will receive a digital version of it, and it contains everything you need to know about the latest PRINCE2 7th edition. In order to augment that, we will also, from City Academic Center, we will provide you with our delegate pack. So our delegate pack consists of all of our project slides, all of the activities, or the sample paper questions, official ones for PRINCE2 Foundation and Practitioner. So all of those you will have to yourself. So you can do exercise to basically test your knowledge and see how well you're doing on the course. Now, let's talk about the exams. Of course, by the end of this course, you will know how to do PRINCE2 in general, how to run a project. In terms of the exam information, the exam itself is a multiple choice question. By multiple choice, it means that you'll have an option of, let's say, for example, question 1, what is a project? You'll have 4 possible answers to that, A, B, C, D. So, and you only need to pick one of the 4 possible answers to answer the question. There are no trick questions. Just read the question carefully and pick the correct answer. There'll be 60 of them, so you need to answer 60 questions. One of the key tips is, of course, checking keywords in the questions and answers can help you with the accuracy and timing. So roughly, in terms of your timing, you have 1 minute for every question. In order for you to pass it, you need to get 60%, which is 36 out of 60. The exam is 1 hour long, and it's a closed book exam. By closed book, when it comes to foundation, means that you don't get to take anything in. Whatever you take in, that's precisely what you'll have for yourself. So no additions. So you have that in a sense. Of course, it's a closed book exam. You should review your notes and learner workbook before doing the exam, but you cannot take in your notes or the learner workbook with you for PRINCE2 Foundation exam. A little housekeeping. So generally, when we are running this in virtual or on the classroom, we do have this. But as you are doing it in-house, some of this may not apply to you, but I will still say that, log into, in terms of punctuality, log into the online platform, basically give yourself certain time to go in there. If you have any questions, feel free to message us those questions. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. Basically, this is more about virtual, so we will not go into it at the moment. So in terms of coursework and deadlines, basically we do set some tasks for, when you're doing the course, but we don't need to worry about that at the moment. So what does this course includes? For the duration of this course, we will go through the following modules. So the first module is the overview of PRINCE2 project management itself. Once we complete that, we will go through into people. As you may be aware, people is a new module that was added into the 7th edition. So this was not part of the 6th edition. We will go into the organizing theme, but now we refer to them as practices, no longer themes. So all the things we used to refer to as themes are now referred to as practices, no longer themes. We will look into starting up and initiating a project processes, business case, plan, quality, risk, controlling the stage process, managing a product delivery process, managing stage boundaries. We're going to talk about issues, progress, closing the project process, directing a project process, and of course, we're going to have a course review. So that is our intention for that. So let's talk about the introduction. By the end of this introduction, you'll be able to do the following. You will familiarize yourself with the core principles and directives of the course. You'll be able to gain insight into the origin and structure of PRINCE2 7th edition foundation course. you will recognize the principal components of our educational methodology. So those are the main, objectives of this introduction. And going forward, before we start any modules, we'll always give you what our main objectives are as well. Let's talk a little bit about PRINCE2 7th edition. For those of you who are not familiar with PRINCE2, this is the 7th iteration of PRINCE2, and we've got a long way back. I mean, you can look at the 6th edition, which was just replaced. I think my personal favorite probably goes back to the 5th edition of PRINCE2, which I think is the most purest form of waterfall. But we are now in the 7th edition. So the PRINCE2 7th edition is a globally recognized project management methodology. PRINCE2 has been around for quite a while. People become qualified by either doing the PRINCE2 foundation or the practitioner through a licensed trainer and consultant. Of course, if you pass the exam, you will have your PRINCE2 foundation certificate and your PRINCE2 practitioner certificate as well. This is it's a tried and tested method with a legacy of over 25 years. It contains a lot of best practices from people who have used it and have actually managed to get the best out of it. PRINCE2 is now being, of course, licensed by PeopleCert. So your certificate will show PeopleCert. City Academic Center is an authorized training organization by PeopleCert, who currently owns PRINCE2. So in terms of the foundation training, how to get the best out of it. So this is, if you're doing the online course, this is a self-study. It's a good idea because we can have outright discussions, but if you have any questions, basically send it to us and we'll be more than happy to do it. We also do run webinars so that you can actually join on top of that and we can see how that goes. So you can learn and ask questions in live. Answer sample test questions, working on case studies. We do have a comprehensive case studies, which we've developed specifically for the 7th edition that allows us to walk through the processes, the themes, the tailoring from start to finish. We do have some short quizzes that you should take. So this is a way of enhancing your understanding of the project to see whether or not you actually love it. You see it, it's like, okay, perfect, it works, I like what I see, boom, let's go for it. And of course, discussions. So discussions, again, is always permanent. Do join our webinars, come and learn from us. And if you have any question, don't forget to tell us. So the way the course is going to go, remember we started with the objectives. Now we are at the point where we're talking about the review. So we'll tell you what the objectives are and we'll tell you what you've learned at the end of that. This is a very good way of basically asking yourself, have I actually learned this? So by now you have familiarized yourself with the core principle and directive of PRINCE2, very high level. You should have gained insight into the origin structure of PRINCE2 Foundation course. You should be able to recognize principal components of our educational methodology. So you can see the way we want to train or the way we train at City Academic Center. So that's also very good.